Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday because I'm here and, well, I don't think there's anybody out. There's nobody out there, is there? Oh, it's two people in, but they're not making any noises, so who knows? Who knows what's going on? Who knows what's happening in the world? It's that awkward part where I have to kind of riff on my own because there's no one to react to. It's that awkward part, isn't it? Yeah? So what should we talk about? What do you want to... Anyone? Anyone interested? No one's interested. I haven't done this for a long time. I'm going to post the live stream on social media. Live stream activated. There we go. Cool. I'm so clever. Look at me. That's one done. Brink. Not that anyone will come on. Oh, Renee's in. Hello, Renee. How are you today? You alright? How's it hanging? Is it good? Is it good? Are you good? Is everybody good? Oh, and if you're bad, I don't want to know. I don't want you to bring me down. Keep your bad news to yourself. I'm joking. You can share your bad news here. Where can you share it? If you can't share it here, and anonymously. Live stream activated. There we go. That's the socials activated. Not that anybody cares. Nobody. Socials are dead. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything. So, well, it's just me and Renault at the moment, so I don't know what we're going to talk about. I'm on my own this week because it's a school night or a college night. Oh no, Pink's is in. All right, Mr. Pink, how are you? Are you good? Hot beverage activated. Yeah, I'm on me Todd this week, so it's hard work when you're on your own. How's it going? It's still going. And Pink's is early. Do you know what? I'm early too. I had this set for 11 o'clock, but the kids are in bed early, so I come back from the dog walk. It's just a matter of hopping on the pooter and saying hello. So I don't know what anybody wants to talk about. Come on, get me going. Someone's got to have something to talk about. Or I'll just go on the Daily Mail website and do coffee time for an hour and a half. It's very quiet. It's very quiet, isn't it? No one? Okay. Pink says, I'm good, yeah. Still a bit mad at Sting's prices because I'd like to catch the show, but I'll pass. Well, I think you're going to find this seems to be the thing everywhere, isn't it? You know, the ticket prices are bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. You know, but if you're an Oasis fan, they announced some dates in North America. So, yeah, you can catch them there, which I thought was quite curious because I didn't think they really had the North American audience. But, you know, there you go. Maybe it's a thing now. Maybe they can do that. So how much are those Sting tickets of which you speak? Are they incredibly expensive? I think this is it now. I think because... I think this is it because they're not making any money from the music, and the music biz has kind of concentrated now on the live scene, whereas once the live scene was fairly vibrant they thought, how can we gouge more money out of the punters? And that's why I think all these ticket prices have zoomed up in price, because, well, they've got to get their cash somewhere. Pink says it do be bonkers, and factor in the poor relative value of the Rs, and yeah, too expensive again for those who aren't in the know. Pink's he's in Argentina, and so the ticket prices there are crazy too. So it seems to be a global issue, not just happening in the UK. Payne is in. He says good evening. He wishes a good evening to everyone in the chat as well. So there we go. You have a good evening from Mr. Payne. Isn't it marvellous? So yeah, but I don't know if anybody. Did anyone catch the again? We're talking. We'll do gig talk. Gig talk. It's time to talk about gigs. Gig talk. They can be small or big. It's gig talk. Hey, come on! I made that up on the spot. That's cool, isn't it? I'm earning my money. Renee says, I'm done with big gigs. Too expensive. I think everyone's feeling it. Chris is in. He says, David Boy Gilmore says he's going to start working his next solo album in the new year. Ready by 2032. And the wheelchair too. Actually, you might mock, but he said he's already got ideas ready, and he's going to be recording with the band that he's working with. And he reckons it's going to be a pretty quick affair. So, yeah, so we're talking about gigs, right? You talking about gigs? This is a very strange, very strange story. I don't know if you caught this one. There's a band called The Last Dinner Party. I saw them, I think it was at Glastonbury. I wasn't that impressed. Everyone says they're the big thing, but they're no wet leg. But yeah, they was doing this gig at the Lincoln Engine Shed. Okay. And it got a bit weird. It got a bit weird because what they decided to do was to corral various single male gig goers. They kind of siphoned them off to a room and then questioned and searched them, accusing them of being perverts because they attended the gig on their own, which is a very, very, very strange thing to do. Again, one guy explains what happened. This is Paul. He says, I rocked up there tonight, 8:45 my own, no queue, got asked how long I'd like them for and named the favourite song. I thought it was a bit strange, the first time I ever felt like I'm on Mastermind to get into a gig. Yeah, whereas others were, yeah. Meanwhile, Gavin said, I had my medication discussed in front of the queue and had to explain what it's for. I've had my personal possessions held up like a trophy while other security staff are having a laugh. I had every little thing emptied from my wallet in front of everyone. And like I said, and some of them were accused of being perverts because they attended the gig on their own. Meanwhile, the band itself ended up cancelling said gig and the rest of the tour for reasons unknown. They say possibly illness. Yeah, the punters are not particularly happy with this. The band apologises, the venue apologises, but it all seems rather peculiar. I've never read anything like this where male guests have been, you're what? Come on. I mean, even I've been to gigs on my own. Does that make me a pervert? Possibly. I mean, it was a King Crimson gig. And it was that band. So you've got to be pretty weird, haven't you, to go to a King Crimson gig. Got to be a bit perverted. So yeah, I thought it was a really peculiar story. But, but I'm sure the tickets weren't that expensive. Oh dear. So there you go. Renee says, we have some nice small venues in town. The gigs there are not that expensive and sometimes better than the big ones. Exactly. This is what I think you need to do. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, Laurie Anderson's playing up in Manchester of all places, and I'd like to have gone because it's she's doing a new piece part of a United States series. It's an extension of that, and the tickets are reasonable, but it's Manchester. And by the time I pay for transport, a hotel, the ticket, yeah, so no, it's not happening. And that annoyed me. But I've noticed that a lot more bands tend to eschew London for some reason, or the London adjacent venues for further out of town, which is difficult if you don't drive or don't have any transport, or or enter excuse here. So it's all rather weird. Chris says even Steve Hackett is closing in on £70 a ticket. Really? I think the musical box are playing again next year. They're always playing. I think their cheapest are in the 45 region. Again, it all depends where you want to sit or stand or whatever. Pink says, or a Yes gig for that matter. Yeah, paying ads. If it's a kink, why haven't men who go to gigs by themselves got their own flag, or colour, or badge, or letter, or whatever? But that'll be next. I don't think it's weird enough. Pink says, you can start calculating costs. Everything adds up, doesn't it? Well, it's all. I think life is just expensive. Everything has got really crazily expensive. And it's not just in the UK. I think it's everywhere. I think everyone's going through it. And I think it is probably symptomatic of, with COVID and everything and shutting down the economies. But also the whole post-culturalism thing, where certain things are not that interesting to people. But yeah, I watched Deadpool and Wolverine because it came on digital. Yeah, so I paid my £13, 4K. It's in the 4K streaming on the Apple Store. Watched that. Glad I didn't go to the cinema because it would have cost us about £45. I don't think it was a £45 film. It was all right. I think I'm sick of Marvel films. I think I'm sick of it all, really, to be honest. And I think it's the whole multiverse thing, because in that film, spoilers, there's lots of different variants of characters, and if they get killed off, wait long, there'll be another one along in a minute if you wait long enough. So it kind of removes all the stakes, and I think that's why Marvel needs to kind of ditch that thing now, because it's broken the narrative. Pink says, no, I've heard the same complaint from people from many different parts of the world. Seems like a global thing. It really does, doesn't it? Again, there was dynamic ticket prices on the Deadpool Wolverine movie, because when it was first advertised, the tickets they was doing, I can't remember how much it was, something like $7.99, and then they went up to $12.99, and I thought, that's cheeky. I should have pre-booked, and I thought that was a bit much. They're even doing it with cinema tickets. I remember the early bird showings when it used to be me, the missus, and all the old age pensioners, and we'd get in for quids, and even earlier than that, back in the late 80s, early 90s, you'd pay £2 to get into the cinema. £2. Imagine that. You always, I don't know if you ever heard your grandparents or parents say, oh, in my day, you could go out, go to the dances, have drinks, come home with a fish supper, and still have change of half a crown. Well, then that's my story. We could go to the cinema, have McDonald's, come home, and still have change of a tenner. That was the late 80s or early 90s, and now everything's crazy expensive, and I don't like it very much. I've turned into a miserable old git. Well, I always was. I was a miserable young git. Now I'm a miserable older git. So yeah, Payne says, unless a person has watched all the Marvel films, they will need to do a bit of homework to have any idea what's going on and why. No, I don't know. I think there's a lot of flashy, shiny things and explosions which will subdue the most distracted person. I think you just go along and watch the thing. You know, it's not exactly high art. It's not, you know, it's just. I think it's done. I think everything's done. But it's not as bad as Megalopolis, apparently, from Francis Ford Coppola. $150 million pound, $140 million turkey, I believe. Should be fun. Should be fun. I haven't seen that one. I'm not going to cinema to see that, but I might watch it if it comes on. If it comes on telly. But then, you know, Coppola has a history of doing bad movies. He did a film called, I think it was called Jack. And I saw this. I actually wrote a review of it back in the days when I was a movie reviewer for What Cinema or whatever it was. There was many of them. What DVD? What Popcorn? I can't remember. There was many of them. Francis Ford Coppola. I think it was called Jack, and what's his name? Isn't it? Mork was in it. You know, Robin Williams. He was in it. Am I remembering this right? Am I remembering it right? Or was he a producer on that? No, he did actually do it. Oh God! And that it was 1996, and I had the unalloyed joy of doing a review of that one. Bill Cosby's in it as well, with Jennifer Lopez and Fran Drescher. It's a brilliant. Yeah, and in it, Robin Williams plays a boy who ages 4 times faster than normal because of a unique medical condition. And so if you can use your imagination and imagine like a school/childhood drama in which Robin Williams plays a boy. Yeah. And I think that's why in Tropic Thunder, I think that's what they were taking the piss out of. I don't know if you know that film. It's a great film. Love that film. I'm trying to get the film poster up because the film poster is a sight to behold. Here we go. Here's one of the film posters for Jack. There we go. And yeah, it's very much like that. It's a mid-90s comedy drama. And here's another one. So yeah, imagine Robin Williams dressed as a child and acting like a child around children. It's a turkey. And that was a Francis Ford Coppola film as well. It was one of those things where you think, who thought this was a good idea? And again, this is another still from the film. It is quite bizarre. Yeah, so Coppola's got a history of doing turkeys, so it could be a good one. Megalopolis. Adam Driver's in it. Oh, I do like Adam Driver. He's very good, though, isn't he? Pink says, "Well, I'll be going. Oh, in my days, pretty soon. Don't worry. I think we all will." I think we've all got there, haven't we? Haven't we all got there? Oh, we should relabel this the old farts club. I think that's what we need to do. What do you reckon? Do you think we should do that? It'd be funny, wouldn't it? Chris says, have you got the new Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan album yet? No. Though my friend Fred sent me something, which I've got to listen to. I've got to download it. Sorry, my uncle Don Lode has got me a copy. Oh no, would I arrest Fred now? I don't know who I'm talking about though. Could be any Fred, couldn't it? Could be any Fred in the world. No, I haven't. Why haven't I? Oh, I don't know. I just a bit tight for money. Well, I'm not tight for money. I just don't want to spend money on records anymore. Unless they're really good records. And I'll probably listen to it on the streams. I forgot to listen to it. That was it. I was going to stream it and went on a dog walk, but I forgot. But I listened to the Rogerino one tonight, which is all like piano music. It's all rather genteel. It sounds a bit Ludovic Einaudi. You familiar with his work? It sounds a bit like that. It's all right. It's very pleasant. It was quite evocative because it was a bit wet out there, and there was like cars whooshing by, and the lights were dappling off the cobblestones. There aren't no cobblestones around here. I'm just being poetic, painting a picture with my words until it becomes real in your mind holes. And so I had Rogerino burbling around. Pling, plong, pling. Does sound like a cat walking across the piano in some places, but you know, that's the piano for you, isn't it? That's what piano music's like, isn't it? Just Pink says, isn't it really long as well, Megalopolis? I don't know. That's why I watch it at home, because then you can have a wee without shuffling out of the cinema and then getting discombobulated and then trying to find your way back to the seat. I hate doing that in the cinema. Though, I remember, which one was it? Back to the Future 3. I was watching that. This was at Walthamstow Odeon back in the day when it cost a couple of quid to get in. And I really needed the toilet. But I'm thinking, it's getting too close to the end of the film. Thing about Back to the Future 3, it's got kind of a false ending, spoilers. And so I thought, oh God, can I hold it? I can't hold it. I can't hold it. So I thought, this feels like the ending. I'm going to go. And so I quickly ran to the toilets were at the back of the cinema. I quickly ran, came back again. And then the credits rolled. And I said to the missus, well, she wasn't the missus then, she was the girlfriend then. I said, I missed the ending, didn't I? She went, if you could have held on another 30 seconds. I was thinking, there's going to be another bit, you know. There wasn't. It was a very short bit. And so I didn't see the ending to Back to the Future 3 until a good few years later when it was on the television. We suffered. We suffered in those days. That's why it's good at home, because you can either pause it or rewind it, can't you? So that's that. Stories of going to the toilet. That's it. Rene says, the last big gig was in the Ziggo Dome in Amsterdam. Tool. Very nice gig, but €95 a person plus the hotel costs and the drive to Amsterdam. It cost a fortune. But with Tool, isn't that? That's a spectacle, isn't it? You know, I've always said about Tool is I don't think they'd be half as popular if they didn't have all the lights and the graphics and everything. You know, they're very much a visual band, aren't they? Just again, very, very visual, aren't they? Very. Payne adds, Megalopolis sounds a bit like a Greek chap, but I think it's supposed to be a what if classical Rome kept going. Yeah, it's supposed to be it's a fable. A fable. That's what you say when something's a bit shit and people don't get it. Don't worry, you're not meant to get it. It's a fable. You know, a bit like this live stream. It's a fable. It's a warning for people who don't make a success of themselves. You end up like me doing this. Fuck. Oh shit, man. Oh man, I shouldn't have mentioned it. It just hits at home. It hits at home just how much I've wasted my life. Oh man. Chris says, never really listened to Eno's stuff apart from Between Tides. It's alright. It's alright. The Voices album, I think I've got a copy up on eBay at the moment. Maybe I'll take it down and listen to it. It's been up on eBay for about 2 years. I just can't sell vinyl anymore unless it's like £1. No, even the records I got listed for £1 don't sell. But anyway, you know, he's all right. I mean, you know, he's the lesser of the Enos. It's like, you know, I bet you don't listen to many Terry Oldfield's albums, do you? Yeah, because you know Mike. There's Mike, and you might have listened to Sally Oldfield, but you probably went Terry Oldfield. I've got Mike Oldfield at home. So yeah, it's funny when siblings have a musical career, isn't it? It's funny though. Terry Oldfield used to always be in the New Age section, if I remember. I think he played the panpipes or something. So there you go. There were 3 Oldfields My goodness, can you imagine? Imagine the band they could have made if they'd have played together. Though you can see what happened when two Oldfields did it with the Sally Angie, Children of the Sun. Very folky album. Oh, it's pleasant. It's a bit twee, a bit folky, but you know. Pink says Terry plays the flute, doesn't he? Yes, he does. He plays the flute. I was joking. It wasn't the panpipes. It's just because we had a South American in. I thought we'd take a trip to the Andes. You know, where are the Andes? At the end of my sleeves. The old jokes are the best, I think. I don't know. I can't hear any laughter, so... Chris says, yes, I've got more than one David Knopfler album. Yeah, he left the band, didn't he? Wasn't there a bit of a thing? Didn't he leave? Imagine being the Knopfler that left the band. Oh, that's not good, is it? That's not good. Pink says the jokes write themselves. Well, a little bit of effort. Got to keep the old grey matter sharp, haven't you? Or you'll end up like me. 20 people in. God, blimey, it's buzzing. It's buzzing out there. Come on, people. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come on. Leave a comment. Come on. This is in people and blogs. That's in the wrong category. It should be music. How did that happen? How do I change that? Details. Category. People and blogs. No, this should be music. Oh, silly. That's better. Oh, we've lost 3 people. 3 people ran out the door when I mentioned how many people were in. They're probably not real people anyway. They're people just leaving thumbs downs, I'd imagine. You know, because you know what it's like on a Tuesday night. A lot of people come on. Well, it's just one person to thumbs down the content because I don't know. Oh, let's see how many thumbs down. Oh, 11. 11 thumbs down. They are busy. They really hate me tonight. That's nice of them, isn't it? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Look, we sit and have a nice, gentle chat, and somebody hates me so much that they hit me with 11 thumbs downs. Here we go. Look. There you go. Look at that. 11 thumbs downs. Just how fucking demented do you have to be to do that, eh? That's a whole new level of madness. Every week they've done it for like, I don't know how many, 4 years. Or how long has this channel been? 5 years. Every week they do that. They come on and they do that. And now I've mentioned them. Oh, they're squeezing the head. They're squeezing the head. The head's engorged. It's engorged. You know. It's engorged. But I guess it makes them feel special, or at least it makes them feel like they're in control of something. Which is kind of sad, really, because they could be doing their own live stream. If they're that annoyed with me, why don't they go and do their own thing? But I must have reviewed an album of theirs they love, and they didn't agree with me or something. You know what it's like. I just love the idea that me, little old me, nobody can enrage someone so much. It just makes me feel so incredibly special. I feel so special. Yeah, thank you. You know, oh, you do make me feel special. Chris asks, would I go and see Adrian Blue's Beat effort if they played in London? No, probably not. I've seen it. It looks interesting. Looks good, but I have zero interest in hearing that music ever again. It's not something that I enjoy. You know, that period. You know, I liked it when they were doing experimental stuff. You know, the 2003 period was a very fertile and interesting period for me. I liked it when they went off on Flights of Fancy, and you know, it went a bit weird and electronic and a little bit, you know, scary, a little bit dark. I like that part. The the Discipline to Three of a Perfect Pair albums. I mean, yeah, I don't mind Discipline, but the other two, take or leave them. So it's nothing to do with Baloo or that band per se. It's just the material. I just wouldn't want to sit through, I don't know, 2 hours, is it? 2 hours of those albums. It's just, you know, it would be a hard stretch, unless the tickets for 20 quid, you know. If the tickets are 20 quid, or Adrian Blue, Adrian, if you're watching, you know, me and you, we like that, you know, we're mates, you know, send a freebie to the usual address, you know, and I'll be there. We'll do an interview. We'll put it on the website. We'll put it on the old YouTubes. Me and you, we'll do an interview. Yeah, what do you reckon? We can dish the dirt on the featured artist. What do you reckon, Adrian? What do you reckon? We could do that. What do you reckon? We could do that. So you see. Your people, you talk to my people. We'll make it happen. We'll make that happen. That's gonna be coming soon. Simon's in. He says, greetings. Watching you live from hospital after a hernia operation. Oh dear. It wasn't one of my jokes, was it? It wasn't one of my jokes. You laughed a little bit too hard and something popped out. Oh, blimey. I should put a warning on, shouldn't I? I should put a warning. No heavy lifting. No heavy lifting. And he says, I have loved your recent reviews, as always. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I hope all is well with you and the family. Yeah, we're ticking along. We're still alive. Though this cold hasn't killed me yet. I think I'm, touch wood, I think I might be over the hill. I am over the hill, but over the hump. You know what I mean. You know I'm over the hill. But I've been ill for the last 3 weeks. It's been a real energy sapping experience, and you know, but I mean, it wasn't that kind of illness. It was a bit like being in that band. It was a bit like having a low level infection that won't kill you, it just keeps you alive and slows you down. That's a quote from Trey Gunn talking about being in that band. Very funny quote that. But yeah, it's just kind of drained me of energy, and I had a bit of a chest infection and then running out. You know, it's boring, but hey, I'm still here. Nothing's going to stop me. Nothing can stop me. Only death. Pink says, I thought Marillion had put out a new album. I went, oh no, not again. And turned out it was the review of Radiation. Yeah, somebody asked for it because I hadn't done it. I don't think I've done This Strange Engine either, but when they're releasing a new one, I pre-ordered it. I shouldn't really, because, you know, they blocked me on Facebook. I mean, not even Fish has blocked me on Facebook or Twitter or X, whatever, and I've been banned from his gigs. I mean, come on, guys, what did I do? You know, was it one review? It was the Fear album review, wasn't it? It was that one. Is that it? Because I've not interacted with them. I don't think I've interacted with them on Facebook. I don't think there's any way you can search to see if I've called any of them a rude word. I don't think I have. I don't tend to do that. But, you know, except with like Roger Waters, when I actually said to him, "Hey, me and you, we'll talk this out. Me and you, Rog, let's talk. Let's meet. Let's talk." And then he blocked me. Yeah. He's scared. He was scared. He was running scared. You know. Musicians who have blocked me. Yeah, so. But Ricky Gervais unblocked me, which is weird. That's weird, that is. Simon says, I watched some of David Gilmour's concert in Rome. How did you find the vocals and tuning? I've not watched it. I don't know. I've not really watched it. Is it good? I don't really care. You see, I don't really care. Yeah, it's David Gilmour. He's going to put on a good show. There's going to be lights. There's going to be like a pig or something, an inflatable carrot. I don't know. It's going to be great, and lasers and things. I tell you what I did see. I saw the most amazing video last week on Friday. It came up in my suggestions. And it was the most amazing video. That's it. I'm going to keep you in suspense now. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Hollywood says Bill Bruford is doing some jazz gigs. Yes, he is. He's with a jazz trio again, because he's playing jazz. It's a lot softer, a lot gentler on his little handies, and that's good. I knew he couldn't resist. I knew I knew he'd be back, and yeah, so he's doing this jazz trio thing. It's not his band. He's just merely the drummer. He's merely hitting the pots and pans. So that's good. Well, mind you, Pinks, Chris, and Simon have all retracted messages. I bet they were too spicy. Pink said, I never bothered after Afraid of Sunlight, but should I listen to Marbles at least? Do what you want. You do what you want. The problem with Marillion is they're not as good as they think they are, and their fans think they are. They're just not. They are probably the worst prog band, and their strength is in pop melodies. And people hate me when I say that. They go, no, don't. The long songs are the best. What, Grendel, that's the one, isn't it? That is it. And I think really they should, I think they should experiment more. And that's the thing about Radiation, is it was meant to be a bit more, not experimental per se, but it was just changing things. It was meant to be experimental. I guess they were looking for something, and then they reissued it. And we're talking about this album. See, I'm always prepared. And then they reissued it and it was remixed, and it's like, you undid the whole point of the previous. Yeah, well, we didn't like it. Well, if you didn't fucking like it, why did you release it so people could buy it? I find that so disingenuous and so, problematic. It's different if there's a genuine production issue with the album. There's some sort of interference that they didn't notice, or something was done in the mastering stage that didn't get picked up. I can understand that. But to say, this is our new album, we hope you like it, we think it's great, and then so many years later go, no, we didn't like it, so we're redoing it and you're going to buy it again. It's just, But no, I mean, really not right. I mean, they're okay, but I don't understand the fanaticism. I don't. They're not that good. Well, I mean, look, they've just got Grendel. That's all they've got, and they don't even play that one anymore. But yeah, Marbles is again. There are many different versions of Marbles. There's the deluxe version, which is a double album. That's a heady meal. That's the one I know because I got my name in it in the fan bit when they did a fan version of it because we crowdfunded it. See, I feel like I'm a part of it. You see, and so that's the version I know, and it's quite a long album. But it's there's a lot to choose from. And then there's the cut down single version. So try and find the big one because it's a big double album. And normally, I wouldn't like big double albums, but I just think I think they're at their best. I think it's really one of their best albums. That period. And I think it's worth that. I think it's worth checking out. But if you don't like them, you're not going to like it. I know it's an obvious thing to say. You're not going to like it. Chris says, just review Man of 1,000 Faces. That's the best song on the album. I did that last week. I'm not doing it again. I remember buying the CD single of that when it was released. Simon says, you always make me laugh, Darren. Get well, as we can't survive on YouTube without. I'm feeling fine, man. It's just one of these things. It's probably the vid, but it just hangs. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's me type 2 diabetes or just getting old, but colds hang around a long time now. But I only get one a year, but it lasts a long time. So it's small mercies. So other than that, I've been fairly all right this year. I've been fairly okay. It's not enough to put me in bed. Again, I'm one of those people that if I feel crap, I will go to bed and sweat it out and sleep it off. But it's just been niggling. It's a niggly little boring thing, and it's just like, and you want to do things. And I'm trying to record singy stuff, and of course my throat but but I've managed to do the singy stuff now. So the singy stuff is done. Not all of the singing stuff. I've got to, one day I'll finish it. One day I'll finish the thing, or maybe I won't. I'm just taking my time. And then what happens? I'll do, and then I'll end up recording something else, and then I'll go, oh, and then I'll record something else, and then I'll end up with, I've got folders full of stuff that needs finishing. Well, they are finished, but I just don't know what to do with them. Just don't know what to do. Oh, and you love the Queen remixes too. Well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed those. I'm I'm surprised I didn't get a bit more traction on that. I thought more people would listen to it because, you know, I'm a bit peeved about this box set. And you know I'm peeved about it. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do it. And it's also an incentive for people not to buy the box set. That's why I did the instrumental mix. Don't buy the box set. Listen to my instrumental mix instead. All right? Just go and listen to it. And you don't have to buy the box set. I think it's about time we struck. We had a strike. Oh, everybody out. Everybody out. We're not buying any more box sets, no more records, sodja. You've taken us for a ride for too long, music industry, music biz, TM. You've exploited us too long, and it stops now. You know, there's only so much more we can take. Pinks reminds me, you also got blocked from the Mike Oldfield group. They couldn't take criticism. I wasn't being critical. Yeah, that was Mike Oldfield's private group on Facebook. Was it Gordon Michael Oldfield, or what it's called? I think that's what it was called. And it was the first review of Return to Omadorn. I hadn't heard the album at that point, and it was in the Daily Mirror or Daily Mail, and they posted it, and everyone's going, "Oh, it's terrible." It was something like a 2 or 3 star review. I pulled it up once and we read it, and I was saying, "Hey, it's not that bad, guys. Look, it's a good review. You know, come on, it's not. It could be worse. You know, I was being the voice of reason. I was trying to calm everybody down, and then I got blocked. And I thought, oh, for fuck's sake! Even when I'm being nice, even when I'm being reasonable, I get blocked. You know. And then I heard the album and thought, wow, that review's a bit generous. I thought the review was over generous. So, you see, I should have kept my mouth shut until I heard the album. So there you go. Payne says, recently Beto spoke about how Gilmore probably wouldn't do an interview with him because his people don't understand new media. Oh, Beto, I saw that. Oh, should I do a video about what an arse Beto is? Beto, what did Gilmore do over the lockdown? Beto's not watching, but I'm imagining he is. Beto, come on, Beto, you're being a bit dim. Gilmore and his family put on a load of little shows using social media, which they streamed on YouTube, Facebook, wherever, you know, to get people through the lockdown, right? That's why his kids are like touring with him now, because he enjoyed working with them so much, he pulled them into the touring band. I think that's nice. I think that's a really nice thing to do. And so when Beto said that, I wanted to reach through the screen and slap his leathery face like that and go, don't be stupid. The reason Gilmore won't talk to you is you're Rick Beto. It's like, who? Who's Rick Beto? Just because you've got an audience on YouTube doesn't give you any value, right? He'd rather talk to maybe a British journalist, an actual journalist. And this is the problem when people like Beto have got involved in this. He's not a journalist. He couldn't answer an incisive question if he tried. He basically phones and every rock star that comes in his orbit. You know, don't get me wrong, I like the guy. The guy knows his onions. I have nothing against him. But interviewer, he ain't. Because he's just tickling the balls. And a lot of them are tickling the balls for access, you know. Bend over, tickle the balls, bend over, and he does both at the same time. And that's all he does. He couldn't ask a direct, difficult question if they held a revolver to his head. And that's why Gilmore's not interested. Gilmore won't do it. He wouldn't get Roger Waters on there, I don't think. Unless... I don't know. He might do, but I think there's a certain like level of rock star that are interested in, you know, proper interviews with proper journalists, and they regard people like Beto for what they are. They're chancers. He's a chancer, right? He's a chancer. Whereas I am a trained member of Her Majesty's Press. At least I was once, you know. At least if I interviewed these people, it would be interesting, and no smoke would be blown up any arsehole. But that's why they wouldn't let me near, because, you know what I'm like. I'd end up saying something wrong and the interview's over. You know, it could be difficult. But I think that's why the likes of Gilmore keeps away from him. And he doesn't need to. Why would David Gilmore go on Rick Beato's show? Why? What, for the exposure? Does he honestly think that David Gilmore needs exposure? He can just get somebody in, right? You get, I don't know if Chris Welch, who remembers Chris Welch? He's doing the liner notes for the Bonsai box set. Good. Chris Welch is a legend. He was there back in the day, you know, covering all those bands in the 60s and 70s, you know, Yes, and all those bands that we love. Gilmore would be more interested in talking to somebody like that who was there, you know, rather than someone who's hoofing it, who's winging it, you know. And and that's why Gilmore doesn't go anywhere near him. It doesn't serve him. What purpose would it serve him other than to give Beto more exposure? Because Gilmore could just get someone to interview him and put it out on his YouTube channel, his social media, because he has got a social media presence, you plum. He doesn't need you. None of these rock stars need you. If any of them had any sense, they just put it out on their own channels and get the, you know, but a lot of them don't. You know? Whereas, you know, Gilmore and Waters, they do their own thing. So I thought it was a bit dim of him saying that, and he really does think he's something he's not. You know, he really thinks just because he's got, you know, a couple of viewers on YouTube, come on, just, you know, he's nothing special. He doesn't do this, does he? He doesn't do this. He doesn't do what I do, does he? No. Oh, there you go. And that's why I'm better than Beto. Remember that. Remember that. Because at least I have a journalism background. All right. Don't you forget it. Don't you forget it. But I thought it was a very stupid thing for him to say. Payne says, I guess you've not that bothered about the bloke from Brotherhood of Man dying. I'm still here, indeed. Lee, wasn't it? Lee? Save all your kisses for me. Save all your kisses for me. Do you remember that one? Bye bye, baby, bye bye. Those were the days. And the dancing, they did a little dance, didn't they? Was it dungarees they were wearing? No, I saw it, but, you know, I didn't think any of you would be interested because they never did a concept album. I don't think Brotherhood Man ever did a concept album, did they? If they had done, we could have gone there. Pink says, IQ a bit, Mer. They got hit with the Promises song. Not over here, they didn't. IQ are unknown. IQ are nothing here. Simon says, this whole blocking thing is crazy. You're promoting these artists by mentioning. I don't. Again, I'm blocked by Yes as well on their Facebook page. Don't know why. I have no idea. Again, a lot of the time I don't actually interact. You know, I might post the odd funny thing on, you know, Prog magazine when they post something or whatever, but I don't tend to get involved that deeply. I'm too busy like taking a piss, you know. And if I do things, I'm usually doing gags. I'm not like insulting people, you know, unless they insult me first, you know. I come back, but I don't go looking for trouble, if you know what I mean. I'm very, very polite, respectful. I'm like a saint, you know. I'm like a saint. I am. I'm the saint of prog, like Roger Moore. Who remembers the saint? Yeah. Look, they don't care. They don't need me because no one's watching me. So it doesn't matter if they block me, because again, it's all part of the cancellation thing. If they block you, you can't see them, you can't talk about them, you don't know what's going on. I think that's how it works, and you're out the loop. But I could just open another account. I could, if I was so bothered, if it really bothered me that much. So it's kind of self-defeating at the end of it. And I don't know. That's what they want to do. That's what they do, isn't it? Like I say, I don't take it personally. I just find it all a bit bonkers. Like I said, not even Fisher's blocked me, and he banned me from his gigs. There you go. There you go. I'm sure there's many other people that have blocked me. So I'm trying to think. Ginger Pig blocked me, but then I blocked him first because I didn't want to see him appear on my Twitter timeline. That was purely for my own sanity, because people I follow used to retweet his stuff. Again, not personal. I just didn't want to see it. So then he blocked me, apparently. No difficult questions from Beato, that's for sure. It's all very collegial in his videos. Oh, he's wanking them off. He's wanking them off. And Simon says, yes, Chris Welch, the champion of prog. I remember reading his articles in the 70s. Yeah, again, I've got a lot of time for him. Again, he was somebody who was there, He's one of the old guard. And, I think it's nice, it's nice to have somebody involved who, can remember that far back, And, but, these young whippersnappers, I'm a young whippersnapper. I was a young whippersnapper. These young whippersnappers like Rick Beato coming in. He's older than me, isn't he? God blimey. And Simon says, I've missed a bit, so I'm interested. What's your favourite guitar at the moment? Favourite guitar? It's probably. Do you want me to go and get it? Okay, I'll go and get it for you. It's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. No, it's not what you think it is. Let me just put my coffee cup over there because I don't want to knock it off the table. It is a Squire. It's a Squire Jaguar. But look, it's all sparkly. Look, it's gold and sparkly. And it's all right. It's one of the best necks I've ever had, I think. It's all right. It's very jaguary. It's very Jaguar-like. And I like the offset body style. It's, again, for sitting down playing, it's very comfortable for me. And I saw this, and I like the old purple Peril, which has got the purple sparkle. And I thought, gold sparkle, let's give it a go. And it is a Jaguar, so I got one. And I was surprised how good it was, because I always find that these Squire factory special run FSR guitars always just seem to be a little bit special. They got a vibe about them, and not bad. I think maybe the pickups are a little bit, but it's marginal. It's it can all be, you can EQ that stuff out. So other than that, I thought for the money, about 400 quid, I think it was. It's pretty good, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a keeper or not, because I've got another Jaguar. Because I've got this Jaguar. We're doing the Jaguars tonight. You've seen all these before. This one, which is oh god, what year is it? Oh god, can't see it. 2015. It's either a modern player or a classic player. I think it's a classic player. A Jaguar. And this one, again, it's got a rosewood fingerboard. Lovely. But it's got humbuckers there. But it's got an unusual configuration. And that you can split these into single coils. So you can have humbucker, 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 single coil, single coil, single coil, single coil, humbucker. Or just one. You don't have to have them both on. And so you get a great deal of tonal variety. And then, there's more. You've got this little switch there. Oops, there. There's a switch there, which does the like bass cut, strangle cut. So it's it can be all kind of brittle and spiky. So it can go from really creamy sounds to incredibly brittle and nasty. It's incredibly versatile instrument in terms of tonal variety. So that's my favourite one. Yeah, that's my favourite one. I do have a soft spot for the what I call this is the second purple peril. The first one, this is the Harwood purple peril because it's even more sparkly and more purpley. And this, I mean, not this one, but the one I bought, that was something like 320 quid, and it just feels absolutely great. It really does, and it's got some growl to it. It's got some growl to it. And this one's got some flame on the neck. I don't know if you can see that. It's got some flame on the neck. So I don't know. Some Squires are really good, you know. I really like the Squires sometimes, but I wish the Squires could be Fenders because you know I have a thing about them not being Fenders. So that's a couple of my favourites at the moment. Though I do probably need to sell a few guitars just for space purposes. Plus, I'd really like to get a Fender Jazzmaster again. I had a Jazzmaster, but I sold it because I needed the money, and I regretted it. And that's a shame when you regret now. Simon says, yes, BlockTube. What the exactly? I don't know what I did. And this has been for a long time. It was a long time ago. And like I said, I've had nothing to do with them. I haven't seen them on Facebook in years. And it's only when you don't know, it's only when you go, oh, that band. I haven't seen anything about that band. So I don't know how long. It's probably been 10 years, you know. It's been a long time. I don't know what I did. It might be the Topographic Oceans video in the bath that did the what done it. I don't know. But I've said lots of things in the interim period that you know probably deserves it. So you know, my back's broad. I can handle it. Pink says John Anderson was talking of prepping up in case there was a Yes reunion some years ago. You see that happening? Maybe if they need the money. No, I think because Steve Howe is very happy with the situation. He's very happy. He has the control of the name. He has the control of the trademark of the Yes logo, and he has a band that functions. He has no need for John Anderson. He does not need John Anderson back. So no, I don't think it happening unless something happens to Steve Howe. You know, and we don't want that to happen. That's just it's just speculation. I can't see it ever softening. You know, any John Anderson impressions on with this chair stream. Oh, this old chair. Yeah. Beautiful colour, great find. Yeah, again, it's a UK/EU special. They're only available over here. I did a review of it on my other channel, and it's a nice little cheap Jaguar. If you the thing is there isn't an equivalent one because Fender, for some reason, really don't do Jaguars very well. They mess around. You've got to have the all the switches, and you can only get the switches on the Vintera 2 now. But the Vintera 2 is just the colours of those two are just awful. There's like desert sand, really, and they've got anodised pick guards. Well, I'm going to have to replace that if I get an anodised pickguard. But they just don't do Jaguars how I like them. So Squire have got that one. It's based on the classic Vibe range, but yeah, it's a nice gold sparkle. And there was a Jaguar done, something like 65, I think, and I only did one of them. I think was it Chicago Music Exchange. One of those channels showed it, and it was a gold sparkle Jaguar from the 60s, and I only ever made one of them. And I think it's kind of a nod to that. I like to imagine it's a nod to that. So there you go. Simon says, the Rosewood Jaguar looks great. Good EQ controls, it seems. Well, those switches are for the pickups, and you have, like I say, a throttle, bass throttle switch as well. So it's known as a Jaguar HH. I think that's what it's called. They did one with the Vintera range recently. I had it. I had a blue. It was a Sonic blue one, and I liked that. But not a big fan of the Power Ferro neck. And I saw that one. That one came up, and I swapped it out. I sold the Vintera. It's a shame because the pickups on that one had some growl to them. You know, it's like it becomes the problem. The worst thing to happen is I developed a fucking taste in guitars. I became interested in guitars at this late stage of my life because it's become, you know, you go, oh, I'll get pickups on that one, and it's a means to an end, isn't it? It's just you just drive yourself mental. But then a man has to have a hobby, otherwise, you know, it's off killing prostitutes or something like that. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So it's guitars for me. Indeed. Payne says, Edith Piaf never sold a Fender. Indeed. Payne says, in the 70s, my bedroom was desert sand colour. I'm sure it was. But it's not an inspiring colour, is it? It's like, you know, desert sand. I mean, I'll show you it. I'm going to have to pull it now. I've mentioned it. I'm going to have to. Fender Jaguar desert sand. Oh, it's just it is just a terribly uninspiring colour. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I've broken it. Does that remind you of desert sand? I mean, it's just maybe with a I don't know, tortoiseshell pickguard it might work, but I'm not a big fan of anodised pickguards. They just leave me cold, and it hasn't got a block and bound neck either. So, whereas the Squire has that. So, you know, am I still using the same iMac? Asked Simon. Which iMac are you referring to? There have been many iMacs over the years. Which period are we talking about? Payne says, looking at that, my room was in a different desert. Maybe he was, M1 Pro 16. Oh dear, I can't remember what this is. This is an M2 Pro 16. So, you know, running Sequoia. Oh yeah. So, but it's pretty zippy. No complaints here. There's no complaints here. It's 2023 Apple M2 Pro. I got a refurbed one from the Apple store. I think that's where I got it from. I can't remember. Yeah, I got it from the Apple store, a refurbed one, and I got a refurbed monitor as well. That was a bargain. That was such a bargain, you know, for the actual price it was to the price I got it for. It's like a third off. Don't mind if I do, you know, because I've got a feeling a lot of people. This is the Apple monitor thing. I can't remember what they call them. What do they call these monitors? Does anybody know? Oh God, what's it called? Have we got the display here? It's the Apple Studio display, and it hasn't got any power supply, and sometimes sometimes it requires updating, like a software update, firmware update. And I've got a feeling some people don't know how to reset it if it gets a little bit futsy, and it shows you. If you go online, you can see how to reset it. So there was an awful lot of these in the Apple refurbed bin, a really reasonable price for a 27-inch, mega 5K pixel doodad. It just plugs straight in using USB-C to the iMac, and gives you an array of ports at the back in expansion. So a very good companion to it, though I wouldn't pay the regular price for it. But so I was pretty pleased. I was pretty pleased with it all. It's all very nice, very nice. Oh wow, he says. Simon says, oh well, no compatibility problems. No. Well, with Sequoia, no. I just upgraded it, and all my music software is running. No, all the plugins are running, no problem. Even though the companies say, "Oh, don't update." Oh, don't update. But you've got this thing called Rosetta as well, that runs invisibly. It's like a new version of Rosetta. You used to have Rosetta back in the past to run non-native software. So if there is a problem, you can actually run these things in Rosetta mode. So I can't see how there would be any comparison. And it's invisible, it's seamless. It's just, I have no issue with this computer setup. I love it. I'm not complaining. I can do the streaming. I stream this in like 4K, and it's using 4.1% CPU power. There's no stuttering. There's no drop frames. It's it's really good. And for my music, I don't use a lot of tracks. I don't use a lot of stuff on my thing, so I don't need like 99 tracks or 1,000 plugin instances. So it's not too bad there. But no, I think the M2 Pro that I'm using, refurbed, is really good. It's really good for what for the money. I like refurb stuff because it's cheaper, and also it gives. I like the idea of like being green. I don't like upgrading that much. It's not a thing. I don't feel like I need the new thing all the time. The problem with I got a new phone. Well, it's not the latest one, but because my old iPhone XR used to get hot, and I'd have to put it in the fridge because it'd just freeze, and I'd have to put it in the fridge for it to cool down. So I said to the missus, "This has got to go." I use it for banking and stuff. It's like, this has got to go. So I sold it and got I think it's a 15. I think so. And then that was a refurbed one off of Music Magpie. So I very rarely buy anything new. Renee says, no Ibanez fan. Ivan Ibanez. Oh, sorry. Oh God, sorry. I need my glasses. I've got an Ibanez RGA7TQM. I feel like I've just had an eye test. With a floating trem bridge, great guitar. Paid €900 for it years ago. What do you mean? I'm no fan of Ibanez. What do you mean? I'm no fan of Ibanez. This was in the bargain bin too. You'll never believe how much I paid for that. This was a bargain. It's a 6-string. I went back to 6-string. Not that I can play it. That's my sleeve. No sleeves. Bit jazzy, but yeah, this is nice. 6-string. This was a bargain. I couldn't resist it. I shouldn't have bought it, but hey, it's nice. It's nice. It's very high end, and I still can't believe how much I paid for it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look. So yeah, Ibanez are alright. But I'm kind of a Fender nut, so yeah, Fender, innit? I can fix a Fender with a soldering iron, so that's why I tend to gravitate towards them. So Simon says, beautiful display, good on you. Great for creativity. Well, I just need a big screen, gives me eyesight more than anything else. It's either that or get a big telly, you know. Everyone has big tellies. Pink says, I've got to go. Take care and be safe. Same to you, you know. Be careful out there, eh? And Simon says, I did the same thing with reverb here. Exactly. And Ray says, wow, nice 6-string bass indeed. And Simon says, bloody hell, the colour of the 6-string. Indeed, it's cosmic. It's called Cosmic something. Cosmic something? I can't even remember. That was in the B stock section of Bach's music. And to say I got half price off of it is yeah, I got half price off. It was just sitting there all alone, all lonely, and I thought, no, I shouldn't. My head said no, but my heart went, hey, look, if you don't like it, you can sell that for a profit. So, you know, it's like that. Yeah. Does it tell? I'm just trying to see the name of it. Technically, this was my birth. That was my birthday present this year. Yeah, it's the Ibanez BTB 846 Cerulean Blue Burst Low Gloss, apparently. Yeah. Ain't it just? You can't get those anymore, apparently. It's discontinued. And yeah, I'm trying to find out how much they used to sell for. I think it was over £1,200, but I didn't pay £1,200 for it. Yeah, it was around 1,200 back in the day. I did not pay £1,200 for it. And it B stock, there was nothing wrong with it. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was absolutely perfecto. And that's the thing about, if you go to Bach's music, I swear by him. So I thought a sneeze was incoming. You can they show pictures of the B stock product, the actual product, so you can actually look at it and see if there's anything wrong with it. And yeah, I took a bit of a punt. And yeah, £600 for a 6-string bass of that magnitude. I had some explaining to do with the missus. I said, look, you don't understand. This is over half price off. You don't understand. And I've played it on a few things, you know. Again, I don't do 6-string that often because my hands are no good anymore. It's my little pinky. My little pinky don't work. And but sometimes it's nice just to go up the high end or go down the low end, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I wanted to have one back because I kind of missed. Well, I didn't miss my old LTD one because it was developing an issue in the electronics area. There was a few crackles and pops, you know. So I outed it because I can't fix it because it's got a preamp. This has got a preamp as well. And if that starts crackling and popping, I'll sell that. So that's the reason I sold that one, because it was like, it sounds like it's on its way to Problemville, and I didn't want to. Renee says you shouldn't have bought the bass, but hey, it's an Ibanez. Well, it was half price. Chris says, should we have a poll update for the next review? I haven't even looked at it. Let's have a butcher's, shall we? For those who aren't aware, we are running a poll. Oh, it's close. It's close. But it looks like the Pearl might have it. Yeah. Songs for a Driller, 32%. Prelude to Ecstasy by Last Dinner Party, 14%. The Pearl, Harold Budd and Brian Eno, 35%. And Road to Raw by Supergrass, 19%. And we've had 104 votes. I usually wait till there's about 100 votes in, before I kind of mentally close it. So yeah, if you want songs for Drella, you're gonna have to get voting now. It's on the lead page, I believe. It's in the community tab. So yeah, go and have a look at that. I hope people have been. Have you been enjoying that? Have you been enjoying that? You would. Yeah. Is it good? Oh, just checking. Oh, just checking. Let's just see. Let's have a look. Here we go. Look, we've now got 16 thumbs downs and 7 thumbs up. That's how deranged. That's how deranged they are. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice of them? What is that all about? Why are they bothering with me? I'm no one. I'm really not that interesting. But hey, I guess they're trying to destroy me or do. I don't know what that's all about. And unfortunately, they're not brave enough to tell me. They won't ever come on and talk. So it's peculiar. I've been doing that for as long as I've been doing the live streams. Isn't that weird? Did you find that weird? I find it a bit weird. But hey, it's nice to know that you're on someone's mind all the time. All the time. I don't know if they want to kill me or fuck me, or maybe they want to fuck me and then kill me, or maybe they want to kill me and then fuck me. I prefer if they kill me and then fuck me. I think that's probably the best way, isn't it? That's probably the preferable way. So, Looney, kill me first, then fuck me. All right, that's the deal. Okay. Simon says, "What's your controller keyboard? Did you change that too?" Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember how long I've had this one. It's a Novation. I can't see what it says. It's a Novation one. I've got so much crap on the keyboard. I don't know what I'm doing. It's a Novation Super Duper. Where did I get that from? I think it was Gear for Music. And this was B-stock as well. Because I go in the second-hand part of all these places. Like I say, I try not to. A few guitars. It is a Novation 61 SL Mark III. There you go. That's it. And I've had that since the beginning of the year. I can't remember why I got rid of the other one. Oh, this one does stuff. That's it. I remember now. This stuff. This has got a rudimentary sequencer in it, so I can like do drums and looping and shit and control things. I don't even do that. I don't even use it for that. But it's really flexible for that kind of thing. And again, I got it for a couple of quid off, so that was good. I paid how much for that? Oh my goodness! I thought I got that cheaper. That doesn't seem right. I'm sure I got it cheaper. Oh no, I didn't. Wow, that was expensive. So I'm just looking at my past orders. Wow. That's that thing when you look and you go, gear that I've known and sold. Yeah. Anyway, Chris says, "Songs for Drella, can't catch a break." You never know. One day, I might give it a review. I should do because it's a good album. Payne says, I like Ibanez, but prefer the SA shape to the RG. I had one of the Ibanez like Super Strats in the Harwood collection. I did a review of it, but it had a lock-in tremolo, and it was like, oh god, what is this thing? And it had a broken string. and I just didn't want to deal with it. I'd been up to my neck in guitars, you know, and this thing looked overly complicated to undo and string up again. I looked at it and there was no manual, and I was looking online and I was like, how do I deal with this thing? How do I string this thing up? So I just cleaned it up and didn't restring it and sold it as is, and did the review as is with one broken string. I think I billed it as my worst review. It's just, I mean, they're all right. If you like super strats, they're okay, you know. But I always find, again, I don't want to annoy all you Ibanez fans. I always find I like guitars with character. I like guitars that are a little bit flawed, that are unique, and those guitars are so well made, you know, out of the factory. They all sound the same. You know what I'm saying? They lack that certain character that, you know, a Fender from Mexico might have, or Indonesia, or China. You know, a good old China Fender. So yeah, I mean, I'm a bit odd like that. I find like Ibanez and, you know, some of those other Far Eastern brands just too good. They're too clinical. You know? They're just too. It's not what I do. You know, I like weird things. I like oddities. You know, whereas they're more like a sports car, and you know, I need a clapped out old Mini. You know, you know. So, but at the end of the day, none of it makes any difference. It's all in the fingers. You know, it's all in your fingers. No matter what guitar I play, it still sounds like me. So, you know, it's just a thing, isn't it? Alex says, do you have a preference for the pickups? Being a Fender guy, do you have a favourite, a single coil? See, a lot of guitar players love Fenders but hate single coils. Do I have a preference? Well, again, it all depends on the job you're doing. You know, it all depends what noise you want. If you want a nice, clean, you know, chimey kind of sound, then you go for a single coil. If you want something a bit murky, you know, if you want something with a bit more growl, then you go for a humbucker. That's how I do it, you know. But then I like playing in the neck position with the tone rolled back as my lead sound, because it's nice and thick. Because I'm odd, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I like different pickups for different jobs, you know. Like P90s can be really nice, but I don't think I've got anything that's got a P90 in it at the moment. No, I don't have any P90s at the moment, you know. And then you've got the Fender 12, which does that. Look, it's got two split, almost like Mustang pickups. I guess they're like Mustang pickups, aren't they? So, you know, I like this a lot. And it's slightly out of tune because yeah, it's the atmospherics, you know, perfectly in tune. Listen, I've got a feeling that ain't in tune. No, it's your atmospherics, mate. That's what it is. It's a change in the weather. It's made all the guitars go out of tune, and you find that when the winter comes in and you have to tune them. Then when the summer comes in, you say, the next move. But no, I don't really have a preference. You know, they all do different things, and sometimes you want a different sound, and sometimes, you know, some things got to be a little bit cleaner or a little bit, you know, a little bit more brittle. You know, it's like I like guitars that are versatile, that do different things. You know, or you can have this one, which has a single coil and a humbucker, and if you pull that up, it splits that to give you a single coil. So then you can have that one. You see, have one for every job, don't you? There's loads of jobs. But if you like humbuckers, then then you want that one, wouldn't you? You want that one, yeah? Which is so sludgy. It's brilliant. But some people say they're not really humbuckers. They're Fenders. Was it wide response pickups? It's not really humbuckers. It's like, oh, shut your face. Shut your face. What do you know? Shut your face. Alex says, do you have a favourite make of acoustic, or are you not bothered as long as it plays okay? I just got a Fender. just got a Fender. Look, it's a Fender. It's a Fender. I like this one because it's small. It's not your regular like size, because you know. I got this for a birthday a few years ago. I think I got this for my 50th birthday. Yeah, that sounds about right. Can't play too loud because the kids are in bed. So yeah, Fender. Though I did have an Epiphone acoustic, which part of the Harwood collection, which I really regretted selling. Story goes like this: I was up to my neck in 50 plus guitars, like you do, and it was the first one I listed, and it sold almost immediately. It's one of the first ones I listed, and I didn't think it was going to sell, and it just sold. And I was doing a review, and I thought, oh God, this is so good, this Epiphone. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I've made a big mistake here, because it had a really nice big sound. And you know, there's part of me thinks, oh, maybe you should get one back again, but they're really expensive, and it was a big one. It's like one of the big Dreadnought style ones, and it's the reviews on the other channel, you know. But I was thinking, oh, should I nix the sale and say there's something wrong with it, and you know, keep the guitar? And it's like, no, just you're drowning in guitars here, man. You're drowning in guitars. So there you go. So that's a story, isn't it? That's a story. So there you go. So, what do you reckon? Should we call it quits? I think we've done a lot. I've done nearly an hour and a half. I'm drying out a bit. I need a drink. I need to lubricate my larynx, as it were, because I've been speaking non-stop for an hour and a half. You don't know. Whoop! The keyboard went over. You didn't see that. You didn't say. Well, Renee says, I have an Epiphone Les Paul, my first electric car, still playing nice. Yeah, Epiphones are alright. Epiphones are okay. Yeah, they're alright. Epiphones are alright. I don't have an issue with Epiphones. I think you're better off getting an Epiphone over an actual Gibson. You know, I think that's a good decision. I think Gibsons are vastly overrated and vastly too expensive. You know, I wasn't impressed by the two Gibsons that were in the collection. You know, so, and that disappointed me, because I was really looking forward to playing them, because I'd never played a Gibson. I'd played Epiphones, but I've never actually, because I'd always beyond my reach. You know, it's a real shame that. Oh well, these things happen, don't they? My first guitar was an Encore Coaster bass. I'll have to get it out of the loft. I thought I did a video on it once, but maybe it got lost. I should get that down and do a little video about that, because that could be fun, couldn't it? I've still got that one. And I'll tell you the story. I will tell you the story of how I got it. Anyway, we're 30 seconds away from doing an hour and a half, so I'm going to turn in. Well, I'm not going to turn in. I'm going to have a drink and I don't know, piss around for a bit. Yeah, we'll do this all again soon. There'll be reviews. I'm sure there'll be reviews to watch, and coffee time to enjoy and imbibe, and loads and loads of things to thumbs down. Oh yeah, don't let me down, man. Don't let me down. I wouldn't feel the same way if you didn't give me all your attention. And we'll do this all again soon. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, why the hell do you keep coming back? What's that all about? So remember, folks, if you can't be good, but more importantly, be safe, and don't tell your mother. I completely mangled that up. My brain has left my head. Ta-ta.